Security vulnerabilities in PowerSchool, undetectable by North Carolina or school leaders. Now, earlier this year, WRAL told you a hacker stole data from the student information system. Since then, we've learned PowerSchool paid a ransom and watched the hacker delete the data in a video. That data included social security numbers and other personal information like addresses and grades. State officials say annual reviews did not detect any security flaws with PowerSchool or its contractors. WRAL's Destiny Patterson and Education Insider reporter Emily Walkenhorst worked together for months on this story. Emily, what are we going to learn in tonight's story?
So essentially there's a history of, we're going to learn basically what happened since day one, since the schools were hacked. A lot occurred. And it's also important that, parents were told a lot of things about, this data was contained. We don't think this is going to get in the hands of bad actors. There's also a lot of things that they told school customers that shed a lot more light on the true vulnerability of this data. Specifically that, they watch this data get deleted via video.
Parents have a lot of questions on how this happened, and they want to know who can be held responsible. Who did you talk to for this report?
So we talked to PowerSchool. They did not grant our request for an interview for this story, but we sent them a ton of questions. They responded to most of them. So we did get a lot of information. They said, they still believe this data was contained. We talked to a cybersecurity expert who said, you should really take that with a grain of salt. Don't take a hacker at their word, especially if what they ultimately want is a ransom. And of course, we talked to parents who are also very concerned.
Frustrated and concerned, certainly. So why is this so important for families and teachers and students to know about what happened and how this can be prevented?
Because there's a huge security risk, especially for young people. I think, in today's day and age, we kind of maybe get fatigue over hearing about data breaches. But it's important to remember that for kids, this can be really serious because you don't necessarily look at a child's credit report. They don't have a credit card, but their identity could still be stolen.
Yeah, and that's huge impacts down the road for them, certainly. Emily Walkenhorst, thank you so much. You can see the full investigation tonight on WRAL News at 6. Students and teachers, data exposed.